Hi, beautiful. All right, guys. We'll let some people come in here. Jeff, what's going on, brother? Quiet Eyes, what's going on? Steven. You know, I'm just going to come right out and say this as people come in. Florencia, Jamie. There is nothing worse in this world than one of them type of motherfuckers, and this is the second time this has happened. Was that Marie? This is the second time this has happened. You think you're all good with a motherfucker? And then they drop a video on you. And listen, we're going to elaborate a little bit more on this. Kayla said I was just watching another video as we speak. Regarding Harsh Reality is hoping you would go live. What's up, Tracy? Yeah, look, I just got done doing my other live, so I ain't going to be here that long. We ain't going to be here that long. But I do want to give a chance to you guys to have a conversation with me about this situation. For you guys that don't know what the fuck's going on, I woke up this morning. I began watching a video. It said apologies in it. I said, oh, a friend of mine, or a colleague, let's not say friend. He's probably going to criticize the apologies, this and that. But then he dropped a bomb in the middle of the video. And it was something that stunned me. It was something, when I clicked on the video, I didn't expect to hear an insulting nature. I expected pushback on the whole Kohberger thing, on the innocent until proven guilty, what's going on, Black Cloud. But what I did not expect to hear was this person say what they said. For you guys that do not know, Harsh Reality made a response video to my apology to the families. In this video, he must have been offended about me apologizing to the families and wishing them the best and all of that nature. Because I guess he came about as hardcore as a British motherfucker can come. You understand what I'm saying? Like, I guess the redcoats are coming. Redcoats are coming. I guess he thought he was doing something, but then came the lie. Now, let me ask you guys a question. Anyone that's watched me any longer than a week already knows my position about certain things. Why 2.5 years later would you say I had to cut him off because he's racist? First of all, there was no cutoff. There was no none of that. None of that happened. None of that existed. Harsh is the perfect blueprint of a grifter? Yeah. No, he is. He is. If you look right here at the terminology, the word grift, engage in petty or small-time swindling. It's a petty or small-time swindle. And it is. We're not the same, mate. I agree, Stephen. I agree. No offense to you, brother. And when a lot of times when you're hustling and somebody hot dogs the spot, they blow up the spot, they kind of, expose the hustle. And with this, I did it inadvertently. You're going to get mad. If you're selling dope on a block, you're doing your hustle, you're doing your swindling, and then somebody keeps having the cops called to the block, you're going to be like, man, I got to get rid of this motherfucker. That's going to be your first response. Make no mistake about it, the Idaho 4 case is coming to an end. And there's a lot of people here that have no content other than that. Notice I only post here every week or so because I got 24 other channels. I don't spend all my time here because I don't have to sit here and grift the true crimers. I don't. Because I can do any channel in the world. I could do a mukbang channel. I could do a UFO channel. I could do a jack-off channel. I could do any channel that I want. And I'll be able to make a living off of it. But some people put all their chips into one number. And when that number isn't called, they realize they got to do other shit. Now, Harsh Reality is someone that I've watched turn on every colleague he's ever had. I just heard him talking shit about Truth and Transparency earlier today. Why? Because Truth and Transparency dares to want to read the James Patterson book. 3 of his top mods have contacted me today. His top mod for a long time, Dope Soul, literally was on my phone today saying that Harsh Reality got rid of and unmodded all 3 of them because they were over here in the Gun Squad. It's not made up. I can literally play her voice, but I'd have to have her permission first because it was an audio message. So if Dope Soul is listening and she doesn't mind me playing the audio message, I gladly will. I gladly will. Now, let me say this. Is there anybody here that didn't know I was a white nationalist? Is there anybody here, if they couldn't tell by the Confederate flag hoodies, by the way, that I was wearing on the Harsh Reality interview on his channel, which is still there right now. Right now. You can go to his lives right now. Right now. And if you look right here, to accuse someone of grifting. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. That's why we're here. Yeah. Let me say this. I said, what? I had no clue. Yes. By the way, let me give a shout out to Cassie, who sent $1. Thank you so much. This motherfucker came out after watching me for 2.5 years and said, I had to cut him loose because I found out he was a racist. What? That right there should be enough for motherfuckers to be like, oh, he over here bullshitting. He over here bullshitting. He didn't have a problem with your political views for over 2 years. Yes, he was even subscribed to the Gun Show channel and watched my live streams. Me and him have had conversations about the great replacement that's happening in Europe and America. This motherfucker, boy, let me tell you, it was about a year ago. Even though I've been open and honest about it. By the way, there was a video on my channel that I did about my own arrest for calling someone the N-word. Do you guys remember that? The video was on this channel. I read the affidavit, the entire thing. It's not a surprise. And it's not a surprise to him. He's over there on my other channels while I'm openly saying the N-word all the time. And then he has the nerve to say, why does he delete his video? Why does he delete this shit? Well, it's because I say the N-word and I got to get it off YouTube and over on Rumble. This motherfucker had the nerve, even though he knows that I delete videos off all my channels and restart everything but this channel, because I don't do things out of line on this channel. My live stream channel, thank you so much, by the way, Kathy, for the $1. Appreciate you. He literally knows I delete all drunk streams and streams where I say things that do cross the line that could get me flagged down. That's not because I'm afraid of his reaction. I didn't know he wanted to react. If he would like me to send him any of the videos, he's more than welcome. But this motherfucker, what he did today was virtue signaling. He did the shit that liberals all do. He's mad at me because I no-showed his streams because I was 4th of July binging. And I didn't even know he was mad at me until the video dropped. And so now it's like a dude breaking up with a chick and she's like, I was going to break up with you anyway. What? What? So let me make this clear. Said over a year ago, I told him you were lying and validating, and whatever you call them, snack cakers. Why would you validate their stupid ass? Yeah, they ignore all the. I'll read that another time. Sorry, I don't know if you're watching Dope Soul. Dope Soul's still texting me. Dope Soul and his mods, he kicks out. You know how many people in my comment section say Harsh Reality banned me for having a different opinion? There's no one over here that can say that because I like to debate. I like to have talks about it. I love it when a snack caker is up in arms in my chat room. Love it. But what you'll hear is Harsh Reality attempted to make a lot of personal attacks. He's got a lot of fucking nerve. He's got a lot of fucking nerve. So Harsh Reality is mad because the grift is over. How do I know the grift is over? Because his entire revenue from YouTube is dependent on views and AdSense. That's a business model I've never chose to take. The reason he does clickbait and shit like that is because his entire revenue stream is based on how many subscribers and views he has. So he wants to keep you coming back. I don't give a fuck if you come back or not. My entire revenue stream is based on fan funding for the people that love my content and want to support it. Now, how's he going to pay for it? Yeah. But let me make this clear to you. The struggle is real. And I'm going to show you. Because when you deal with nothing but ad revenue, all you have to do is look at any video he has ever done that isn't the Idaho 4, and you will see the huge drop-off that exists. And by the way, I don't think... Let me give a shout-out to my boy Upgrade, who sent $50. Fight for the unmodded. There you go. Thank you, Upgrade. Upgrade got it. Thank you, brother. Say, JB, what's up, Gun Squad? Always late. I hate to have to catch up quick. No problem. So listen. And by the way, your job as a content creator is to make the videos people want to watch. I understand that. But when you get in a situation where your bread and butter is pretty much going out the door because he pled guilty, and eventually your conspiracy theories are going to dry up, you now have to create a different type of content, and that's why he decided to fire at me. But if you come for the king, do not miss. That's all I'm going to say. No doubt the T-Sipper is watching. Of course he is. Of course he is. I'll have to catch the replay. My crotch goblins went to dinner. No problem. So Harsh Reality, I want to say this. You did this exact same thing before when you thought you found out some new information. What's up, CP? You did this exact same thing before. You're like, oh, I got something good and I better respond to it, but I better call him out. And then you ended up with egg on your face. And the same thing is going to happen now, because I just want to make this clear. After those are released harsh and can't make up fake stories, they will all go away. Agreed. Agreed, Amber. I want to make this clear. There's no one in this world, as long as me and Harsh has been communicating and going back and forth, that believes that Harsh didn't know that I was a white nationalist. In fact, I've said it in several videos when criticizing them for blaming everything on white nationalists when we're talking about Delphi and Idaho 4. There's not a person that watches me, even the black chicks in here that I fuck, that will tell you they didn't know. There's literally one in here right now, and I saw her ass up at the top, that has literally had my dick in her mouth. She's black as fuck. I might have been wearing the Confederate flag hoodie the first time she sucked my dick. I'm just being honest. There is no one that watches me that does not know my position on shit. So when this dude comes out of nowhere and says I had to cut ties with him because I just found out he was racist, I want you to ask yourselves, as people that watch Harsh Reality and me, do you believe that? Do you believe that bullshit? He knows he's lying. There is no one that has watched me that damn long. You missed my super chat? Hold on, man. Ginger, and Gingers, now don't jumble the letters for the grifters. There you go, Kathy. There is no one that didn't know who I was. JB, you missed... Oh, I missed your super chat. Oh, shit. Let me check. I'm sorry. Oh, Kayla sent $2.79. Cheers to JB for keeping it real. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Now, as I said, thank you, Kayla. As I said earlier, there's a reason I use the word grifter when it comes to a lot of these people in the true crime community. If you look at the definition, it is a small-time swindle. It's a small-time swindle because these people actually ain't YouTubers. They dove in, jumped in the Idaho 4, and once that small-time swindle is gone, they will not have content. And so you're going to start seeing a lot of these people do the exact same thing that Harsh Reality did today. Even start beef with a fucking friend, because what else is he going to do? What else is he going to do? How many times have you heard Harsh Reality say, I'm going to start doing news outside of Idaho 4. I'm going to start bringing to you news, and he never ends up doing it. Meanwhile, all day long, 15 hours a day, I'm somewhere producing news. Gaming videos, everything. I don't think they're all grifters. I just think you don't agree with them. I don't think the word grifter, listen, all right. Let me give you an example. I like Mountain Dew. If I told you guys, I like Pepsi products. If I told you, yeah, sure, go watch this channel all you want. If I told you that Coke is the best, I'm here to sell you Coke. Knowing that I like Pepsi, and I'm lying to you. I'm saying Coke is the best, but in reality, I really like Pepsi. That's scripting. When it's a scam, it's a hustle, it's a lie. He's just creating drama to keep people tuning in, yeah? Or hating on Mountain Dew when Mountain Dew is what you love. Exactly, Jeff. I'm watching you asking what happened, JB. Well, I explained it at the beginning. Harsh Reality decided to... You know how I made the apology video to the Idaho 4 victims and family and the friends, because I feel really bad that so many people were harassing them and stalking them, even though I wasn't one of them. And see, Harsh Reality tried to use that against me. He's like, JB, you didn't apologize for what you should apologize for. I was like, I didn't, it's because there's nothing I should apologize for. Outside of that, I apologized. 12 gauge, there you go. I apologized for the amount of harassment and shit that they got from our community. I was speaking out as a member of this community and saying I genuinely feel sorry for and apologize for all the fucking torture that I'm still seeing comments about Dylan and Bethany today. Leave them goddamn girls alone. You don't think that Dylan and Bethany have to live with that shit the rest of their fucking life? Fuck. What if I wouldn't have waited 8 hours? What if you don't think they have to live with that shit? Of course they do. Harsh says, well, you didn't apologize for all the vile things you say. Look, man, I talk hard. This is what I do. You should have never called them bitches. I call all bitches bitches. I call everybody bitch. I call everything. Like, I come from the south side of Chicago, man. I don't speak like the British dudes over there. I say bitches. I say bitch and motherfucker a lot. I call my girlfriends bitches. I call my homeboys motherfuckers. Motherfucker's a noun. Person, place, a thing. If this cup was sitting over there, I'd say, hey, man, hand me that motherfucker. What's up, Camp? Like, it's not. Well, what about the fact that you once supported Bryan Kohberger? I've already apologized for that 6 months ago. I've already said I was wrong about Bryan Kohberger 6 months ago. And I apologized for it yesterday. But no, they want me to apologize for my delivery. Man, suck my dick. I ain't about to apologize for my delivery. Because commenters and people like that in the audience don't like, if you don't like my delivery, go fuck off. People love to hate authenticity. Yeah. Now, Harsh came out, all these pro-burgers that identify with Kohberger altering surgery to get those same bushy eyebrows. Yeah. Now, Harsh came out and left a fucking stupid ass comment on my shit. And what he said was, go check your spam, because I got several emails I might have sent it from. Hold on, dickhead. You want me to go into my spam folder with thousands of them? Stop. Me and you have been communicating with the same emails for years. And now all of a sudden you're like, well, you didn't see it. It might have been sent from another email. Man, I ain't got time. What the fuck kind of fag shit is that? I watched Cara Santa's mother do an interview with CBN and these families are broken. I knew you were apologizing for the ones that continuously... Yeah. No, I'm apologizing for the people that are off with bullhorns and shit, terrorizing these people. And I don't want to be dragged into the fucking group because I find them disgusting. They switched up on me. I mean, the dude didn't even wait to have a private conversation with me, just like last time. Just like last time. This is the second time he's done this. By the way, like I said, he even turns on the people, the associates he has. I remember when he turned on Jules. I remember and just today, he turned on Truth and Transparency because she was going to read the James Patterson book. I can give you examples of his mods, like I said. He's done it to me twice. I'm sure there's a bunch of other motherfuckers he's done it with. Some dudes on this platform worse than the bitches, honestly. Yeah, exactly. And if you go back to my apology video to the victims, I specifically said, I even said it clearly, that I think Harsh Reality's a good guy, that I bet you all the other ones are good people. But I think it's time that we let the victims and the families rest in peace. We let them go on with their life. And I'm going to tell you what made me think this. When I heard the family say, I don't even watch the news or won't even get on the internet no more, I don't even get social media, I want you to understand, those kids, those friends won't, dog wilder, yes, those friends won't even get on social media or the internet no more because they don't want to get the death threats. They don't want to see the shit that a lot of people are posting. To me, when I heard that, I said, oh man. I got to thinking about the ages of people like Hunter and all those people, and I said, man, imagine being that young. Not me, I'm an old motherfucker. Imagine being that young. Like, the idea of being off social media is a wonderful thing to me. Imagine being that young and being afraid to get on social media or watch the news because you may hear some shit or accusations or death threats from a bunch of people just making up shit about green cars and tunnels and shit like that. And then the people just won't say, all right, man, I was wrong. And instead of just doing that, now they want to turn on other motherfuckers. Every single time in my comment section, unlike Harsh, when my audience would say something bad about Harsh, I consistently tried to correct them. Say, man, he's just friend of the channel. He's good. He's good. I saw some of the most vile things said about me in Harsh's comment section. And that motherfucker did not care. And I'm good with that because I'm a grown man. I'm a public figure. I can take that shit. I see humans, but I do not see humanity. The documentary was moving. It was very moving. JB, I think Harsh blocked me or deleted his comment. Yeah, it's very possible. It's truly insane how this case made so many people's mental health peak. Yeah, no, I saw it. Here's the difference between me and them. I'm happy this case is over. I'm glad we're not getting the trial. I am glad Bryan Kohberger admitted his guilt. Yes, the trial would have been money for everybody. Not really. It would have been money for the content creators at the expense of you. All those content creators are mad that there's not going to be no trial because, well, if there's no trials, there's no 8-hour live streams where people can just keep super chatting. Me, you're only going to see me probably for the next month or at least the rest of July one more time. And that's on July 23rd. I will be here. I will stream the sentencing. And then I'm going to disappear until there's a case. And I'm even considering changing this channel to something else. I'm not sure. Just give me a second to think about it. Because throughout this Kohberger case, not just this case, Delphi, I have realized this is not a community that I want to be a part of. There's a lot of retarded people in this community. There's a lot of hot chicks. A lot of retards. So I'll think of something else to keep the hot chicks coming back. That ain't no problem. But ultimately, the reason all of those people are angry are because their grift is up. Me, I'm happy for it. I'm glad The victims know for a fact that the killer is behind bars for the rest of their life. Now, all them other cocksuckers, they said they wanted justice. Ain't that what they said? We just want justice. Remember, I was the guy saying I don't really give a fuck about justice. I remember I was the guy saying that. And in the end, I ended up being the guy saying, well, we got justice. Whereas they're like, oh, no, there's not justice. No. They're not satisfied with justice. They're not satisfied with justice. They wanted to be right. So much so, Harsh and the like will be making videos on this case for a long time until you know what? And here's the unfortunate thing. You're right. You're right. And especially once because now that the gag order's been revealed, every single document that comes out, they're going to make videos on. And by the way, the judge today said this shit could be a while. So they might have got their free ticket to go ahead and keep making content for who knows how long. I can say this, both JB and myself do not like BK. That shit is instinctual. 100,000 years of human evolution lets us know, yeah. And if BK could see the nonsense, he would laugh and call them idiots. Yeah. If anybody saw the court hearing today, you saw an entirely different BK. BK was sitting there. They did the Zoom shit. BK was smiling. BK just got convicted of murder. Well, pled guilty to murders. So I think Harsh blocked me. That's funny. Oh, that's because you're a Latina and I'm a racist. And he's mad that somehow me and you are connecting. Felicia! Bye, Felicia. JB's a racist. Why are you over there with the racist? I got some bad news for you, Harsh. There's a lot of minority women over here. Bad news for you. And men, too. Koberger must... I have 2 half-white kids. See, that's the type of minority I want. I like. They like white dick. Upgrade says we're happy racists. That's right. Koberger must be loving that he fooled Catherine Ramsland and all these pro-burgers. Yeah, exactly. Harsh and Ravioli are going to milk that cash cow and lick its ass. Oh, yes. Yes. So, by the way, the virtue signaling about racism, Harsh, it just shows with the bitch in you. Because everybody already knew this. And then you doing this out of nowhere. My audience is complaining about you. My audience was complaining about you too, faggot. But I didn't fucking just cut you off. Oh, no. Oh, Upgrade thinks you're a bitch. You know what I'm saying? I better, that's not the way it went. I can't believe you put this much energy into things like this. Yeah, me either. Go back to the part about BK smiling. Oh, yeah. I don't know if you guys saw it today. BK had a whole different demeanor about him. That motherfucker was sitting there smiling, knowing he just got found, he just pled guilty. I couldn't believe it. And it let me know that he did it. Fuck his audience. Yeah. I swore BK was innocent until his Amazon. It's exactly the same with me. They don't want to accept the fact that people, he said, well, race is wild. I'm black. Black as fuck, for real. You cool fuck. Whoever said it, there you go. Even the yo-yo-yos like me. It is what it is. You know why? I come from an era where we used to make racist jokes. We used to, it wasn't that big of a deal. I'd be out playing basketball with these people in Chicago. They'd be calling me cracker. I'd be calling them the N-word. It's not that big of a deal. It's only a big deal to the pussies that exist in this new generation. Anybody that's Gen X and up, we didn't grow up like that. We didn't give a fuck. When this case started, I watched 2 of his videos, never saw another one. Yeah. Same as the clown. Yeah. I'm from Chicago too. Yeah, I'm from 55th and Loomis. This is where I grew up. Big booty Latina. Yeah, exactly. Women can stay. Oh, yeah. I've already got in contact with Trump. Felicia stay. But, yeah, that's it. I'm from the 70s. We cut up on race, but that's cool. What was cool? Yeah. Yeah. I'm the type of person, High Priestess, that if you walked in, well, hold on, you're a chick, so I probably wouldn't make the joke to you because the whole needing the dick suck thing. But like, if I was just hanging out with a homie and you came in, I'd be like, grape drink and watermelon? You know what I'm saying? Can I get you something? You need something? You know what I mean? Like, it's not that big of a thing. But everybody else is such a bitch now. Now they're virtue signaling about it. My audience thinks you're racist. Well, tell them not to come to my channel then, bitch. You're mad at me because your audience comes to my channel and watches me. Well, I don't like his racism. Well, was I ever racist on Harsh's channel? No. I did it smooth and cool. I just wore the Confederate flag hoodie over there. Your humor is typical Chicago humor? Yeah. Yeah, and that's still content to be made for months once the docs are freed? Yeah. So make no mistake about it. When Harsh virtue signals and tells you he didn't know, shit, come on. Come on. Everyone in Chi-Town is racist. Yeah. Fuck with the goddamn Asians and the Mexicans and all that shit, you know. Or it's just how we are. But yet we all were in the same area. And we all fucked each other. I'm just saying. Now I'm in the mountains where I can be really racist. But the point is that the virtue signaling, listen, I don't care if you're a conservative or liberal. No matter what you are, virtue signaling has to piss you off. And that's exactly what it was. He knew he just bowed to the masses to keep his money rolling in. Exactly. Exactly. And that's really what it all boils down to. So I wanted to come out here and I wanted to, talk to you guys if there's any questions, whatever, because I'm sure, and this is my last video on this Harsh shit. I posted my video earlier. It's not hard to understand, but I want you guys to know from my perspective how I feel about this and give you a chance to answer. At the end of the day, even when I disagreed with Harsh or his audience, I kept my cool. But once again, just like every other colleague he's ever had, he did the heel turn. He turned. And what I want Harsh to understand is at the end of this 2.5-year case, the bad guy ended up being the good guy that was the only one to apologize and admit he was wrong. Meanwhile, everybody else is sticking to their grift, sticking to their spot. Hell, Pittsburgh is the racist cornerstone, but it doesn't actually come to actual hate. That's wild because you were loyal to Harsh. Yeah. I don't even like British motherfuckers. Joke. 1776, bitches. You're actually telling the truth. Go in your comment section. Most of your audience doesn't like Harsh. Yeah. And usually when my audience tries to fire back at Harsh on my shit and try to drag me in and say, how could you be cool with Harsh? He's a grifter. I just ignore it. I just ignore it. But make no mistake about it. This is the last time I'm going to accept this shit. This is the last time I'm going to deal with this shit. And by the way, to the Harsh audience that said I was jealous of what? He just got his first silver play button. I got 3. Jealous of what? He needs to focus on his country? Yeah, no, I agree. There is nothing to be jealous of when it comes to Harsh. Because Harsh is a one-trick pony. Once the Idaho 4 is done, he's done. I can make channels about anything, and most of you would watch it. That's the truth. I do make channels about anything. So, I don't expect all of you to hate Harsh. So if you are a Harsh fan, One hit wonder, yeah. That's it. One hit wonder. The meat and potatoes is all about to actually be up. Exactly, I said that in the previous comment. He got mad. Yeah. At the end of the day, if you're a Harsh Reality fan, you're still welcome here. Unlike Harsh, I don't kick out my mods for liking Harsh Reality. I don't kick out my mods for liking Harsh Reality. But he sure the fuck did to Dope Soul. He sure the fuck did to the two other top mods. He could make channels off getting sucked out. Yeah, that's exactly right. Try to pretend the UK is a sworn enemy of America. Yeah, we went to war with them twice. So, yeah, if we went to war with you twice, all the grifters are mad because the case is over. No trial, no money. Yeah. All of us. What's up, Tracy? My position is simple. I am not asking my audience to dislike Harsh Reality. I am not asking my audience to choose between us two. At all. Shit, I even watched Harsh earlier. Because I ain't a hater like that. You want to watch Harsh? It's all good. I'm not going to block anyone for disagreeing with me. And I'm not going to block. At the end of the day, we're American, damn it. That's right. Harsh isn't a good YouTuber. If he was, he'd make other content. The grift is up, and once more info comes out, because it sounds bad as fuck, they're going to look more stupid. Yeah. Gunner don't care one way or another, but be real about it. Yeah. My position is simple, man. Agree with me, disagree with me, I don't care. As long as you ain't, Harsh really is a Democrat, probably. My position is simple. I even let people make personal attacks on me and don't block them. I don't give a shit. You can talk about me all you want. You know how many people have fired back at me and said, you look like the snack caker, even though I don't consume sweets at all, other than liquor? I actually find it funny. When someone fires back at me and says, well, you look like the one that's eating snack cakes, I actually find it funny. Harsh lords over the comment section like it's North Korea. Yeah. I 100%. In fact, Harsh's video today, when he was mocking the apology in the intro, I thought was fucking hilarious. Fucking hilarious. I don't know why he tried to say, But yeah, Harsh probably shouldn't be making fat jokes. I get it. I'm good. But Harsh, we're both fat. Newsflash. We're both fat. We're both fat white people. Edward, but anyway, I don't know why he tried to say why your apology was fake. That's what it all boils down to. He said I was a fake person for my apology because I did not apologize for saying bad words. You didn't apologize for saying you didn't care if Kohberger was guilty or not. Well, that's because I didn't care in the beginning until I started to realize and I started to watch interviews. I started to hear from the victims. When you're hearing from the victim's friends and family and they got you literally watching the shit in tears, it changes a man. It's easy to not care about strangers, especially ones you're not hearing, but once you're hearing them, you're like, ah, shit, that's kind of rough. You know what I mean? And it happens to all of us. Out of sight, out of mind. I'm not going to apologize for that. I'm not going to apologize for not immediately caring. See, when people act like they immediately care about other people, they're lying. Just like when people say they immediately respect other people, they're lying. If a dude tells you, I love you, baby, and you know you just met a week ago, he's lying. If you get on someone's video and they say, hey, how you doing? You look wonderful today. And he's making a video looking at the camera, he's lying. You understand? And you should know that immediately when you hear a YouTuber and all they do, what's up, you beautiful, beautiful people. Man, most of you motherfuckers is ugly as shit. Here's some ugly. When a motherfucker is flat out immediately calling the whole audience beautiful, beautiful people, you know they're full of shit. There's a lot of ugly motherfuckers in this audience. Especially his audience. It means they're on some bullshit. That's like going out with somebody the first day. You're like, baby, I love you. You're the most beautiful woman I've ever seen. Or if a woman tells you, you got the biggest and greatest dick I've ever had. Bitch, stop your shit. Or a woman's like, I ain't never done this before. Stop it. The minute a woman tells me it's the best dick I've ever had, I say, I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I was drunk. That was the best. Shit. Imagine me on ecstasy. Shit. He was talking to me. I'm so not ugly. There you go. You're right. You're looking good. All you ladies are looking good. But no, my point is that whenever somebody just immediately comes to you with some shit, it's overselling. It's bullshit. You can't tell me you're not overselling when your entire gimmick is bullshit. Beautiful, beautiful people. I didn't know JB Gunner was a racist. Oh no. Stop it. Stop the shit. No, all you women are beautiful. I haven't fucked you yet. Any woman in here that I have not fucked yet, I will definitely be calling you beautiful. Because I have not fucked yet. Every woman from here but one, I saw her up there earlier, every woman I've ever fucked out of here, we don't have got no relationship no more. They're not even subscribed to the channel anymore. For some reason that damn darky is still here though. I must have gotten her guts good. I must have gotten her guts good. As a black man, I fuck with JB Gunner. I'm an 80s baby, and people are too sensitive today. Exactly, Spaz. Exactly. But yeah, no, it's kind of the way it works. People are way too sensitive. I remember I used to sit and play like Madden with people, and we'd be like, if you scored a touchdown on me and it pissed me off, I'd be like, you fucking faggot! Do you see what I'm saying? It doesn't mean I really think the dude is gay. Remember when you used to be able to say, man, when you, like, how'd you like it? For instance, your girl comes home with the Notebook movie. I ain't watching that shit. That shit's gay as fuck. It doesn't mean it's an actual homosexual movie. People have gotten way too soft. We could call each other fags all the time. Now you can't say it. So, no, exactly. Exactly. And I got some other news. In prison, we do it too. In prison, blacks call us peckerwoods, all kinds of shit. And we do the same shit back. My husband calls everything gay. Exactly. Exactly. But we get all these virtue signalers, and they want to be like, oh, man, we got to cancel JB. First of all, I'm uncancelable. 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 Yeah, I'm not drinking. I'm not drinking today. I don't drink during the work week no more. They would fold in prison. Of course they would. Of course they would. What's up, Dope Soul? There we go. That's one of his top mods. Told you. No longer a top mod there. But anyway, no, I was just telling him. We were talking about all kinds of shit. Talking about Harsh's fuckery. How he hates when people disagrees with him. How right now he's got nothing better to do. And so he decides to be a complete bitch about some shit. I'm not a mod. No, I know you're not a mod anymore. I know. That's what I was saying. I mentioned you earlier. I was saying Harsh turns on every single person that there is. His mods he turns on, colleagues he turns on, all of them. All of them. Just the way it works. But anyways, we've had some fun. Felicia says, speaking of prison, it's funny how the pro bugger said BK pleaded guilty because he got threatened. Well, he was safer in solitary. Yeah, exactly. That's what they don't understand. He's not, he's about to go to prison and get into Gen Pop. Bryan Kohberger was much safer in solitary confinement in the county. People act like this big case is somehow going to put him in the hole for the rest of his life. No. He's going to Gen Pop. Initially he's going to go to diagnostics, and then he's going to go to AdSeg, and then he's going to go to General Pop. He can't. Listen, let me tell you the way the prisons are. There's this little button, usually, on the cell block. It's called, and then there's this this box that you can put cards in. He can keep carding himself out or hitting that button. And they may keep changing him cell blocks, but you eventually run out of cell blocks. In prison, the best thing you could do is just stand your ground and fucking deal with it. He better act like Andy Dufresne and start doing taxes. Yeah, exactly. He made his bed, he'll get it sooner or later, yeah. And if he doesn't, trust me, life in prison sucks. Especially for someone that is antisocial. See, I made the prison hooch. Every day I was getting turned up and selling that shit for $5 a T-jar. Then I had commissary, 2 for 1. You 2 bags, here's one bag, you give me 2 back on commissary day. I was living like a boss in prison. But you got to be able to maintain and fight. You can't just be Kohberger can fight from what I understand though. But he's a little small. He's going to have to do a little bit. He's got the height though. He just needs to fatten up or mass up. But either way, life in prison is a rough fucking go. Whatever you do, don't have to say there shouldn't have been a gag order. Don't say there shouldn't have been a gag order, or say that the defense was going to have a mountain to climb to overcome this issue coming out. Yeah, no, 100%. He can box. Yeah, he can box. What I will say is death penalty is the easy way out. He's only 30 years old. Death row, he would have been way better off because he would have been by himself. In the DOC, he will be in a dorm. Either a dorm or a cell block. That means he will go to rec when other people do. He will go to chow when other people do. People will know about his fame, and you better break me off a little bit of that shit. Bryan Kohberger, I don't believe, has the personality to be someone. Prison is very much about respect. And because people look at you and wonder what they can get from you. And the more you can provide, the more they respect. That means provide protection, provide, a soup here and there, whatever. All good. Life is so much better without having to validate commenters' conspiracies when you know they're just that, lies and conspiracies. Yeah, exactly. So, I think Bryan Kohberger's his own. If he stays to himself, he might be all right. A little bit. I will say I didn't understand his plea at all. If would have been preferable to lose at the first level and appeal. Well, he wanted to make sure he didn't get the death penalty. Uh-oh. Tracy's in this community? Uh-oh. Uh-oh. They probably don't even allow his ink pens. He's going to be finger painted? Yeah. Well, he will get them. See, you got to understand. The way that prison is, you get these little rubber ink pens. Like, they're about as big as a... They're about this big. And they're little bitty rubber tubes. They're little bitty rubber tubes. And all it is the little... Do you know the ink pen that's inside? Like, if you pull this out, you know the ink pen that's in here, the long strip? Magic shape, yes. It's just a shorter version of that in a little bitty rubber tube. Like, you're not getting ink pens like this. You're not getting pencils like this. You're not getting that in the penitentiary. That's not the way it is. Everything, like your shoes don't even have shoestrings. That's, you know, so understand that harsh clicks, hard comments like DM and BF got. Well, let me. I do want to say this about the heart thing, because I actually had someone comment to me about the heart thing. This is something that non-content creators may not know. The heart. I click heart on every comment to let you know I read it. And when you heart a comment, it takes it off of your notifications. Bob Barker specials? Exactly. I've done time. Yeah, exactly. Exactly. Bob Barker soap, I remember that shit. The Okie Doke popcorn, I remember that shit. The chili ramen noodles, I remember that shit. But, yeah, it's set up in a prison. I was in the feds, but I know the state is more harsh. Yeah. Staring thing, you never know what. Yeah, agreed. But let me back to what I was saying to my man about the hearts. As a content creator, I heart every comment to let you know I read it. Plus, it takes it off my notifications. So you can't put too much stock in people hearting comments. Maybe he doesn't do it that way though. So maybe with him you can. He only hearts like 1 out of 50 comments. See, I heart every comment I read. And I pretty much read every one. He might make it if he becomes a jailhouse lawyer. Yeah. Hold on. Where the fuck does chat go? Let me pull this back up. Hold on. Hey, let me give a shout out to Just a Mom who sent 5. Sorry. Somebody was asking me if they can get pizza. Yes. Anyway. Just a Mom, thank you very much. Let me get this chat back up. It's an area in prison, he will be fine. Yeah, probably. Hell yeah, be the prison lawyer. Yeah, I mean, it's possible. Yum. Yeah, pizza sounds good. You ain't gotta ask me. Yeah, I mean, shit. I mean, you do. See, that's the way the shit goes. That's when you got control over your shit. Can I get pizza? Instead of her make dinner. You know what I mean? I heard you, JB. No gay shizzle. Thanks for the stream. Oh, no problem. But at the end of the day, some gangs could put a hit out. Yeah, I mean, look, it could happen. But I want people to understand there's this weird thing within the community that people believe in, like there's going to be some sort of prison justice. There's this thing where people truly believe that people are going to want to avenge the victims in prison. That's not true. That's not even close to true. Trust me. Not even close. Now, he may get into some trouble because people may consider him an asset. It's respectful of you to read your followers' comments. Shows you appreciate them. I do. I read every single one unless somehow I'm tipsy and I just happen to miss it. But usually, several times a day, I get notifications on my phone. I typically read every comment. That's why even in these live streams, that's why my live streams are so much different than everybody else's. I not only am watching the screen where you see the chat, I'm watching you here where I'm seeing the chat. And usually it's up there on that TV too, so I just try not to miss some shit. BK clearly thought he was the smartest guy in the room, so maybe he was shying there. He fumbled the ball out here. Yeah. And look, he is smart. He just did horrible. Yeah, he did. Kohlberger needs to get one of those kitchen jobs and bring back that food. That's probably what will end up happening. Look, man, people, the outside you goes away when you go in there. And I mean this. Inside the pen, inside the joint, you are not the same person as you are out here. Now, what happens to a lot of us, though, we get out and we're institutionalized. You'll see it. I'm still the same way. I still, to this day, all these years later, walk around basically in shower shoes all day. By the way, Upgrade, it's done. It's done. I'm here for the music. Yes. I hear you there. Like, there's just certain things, like food is cash, yeah. I still make slams. Like, when I'm down there drunk and shit, I got tortillas, I got some chips, I got some ramen noodles. I'm like, shit, I'm cheese, I'm putting it all together. Hot sauce, you know, you getting that type of mentality. But I'm also a long distance hiker. So a lot of the shit I do when I'm out there on the Appalachian Trail and shit also adds to that. R.I.P. Sue Ann, she hated those sandals. And then I bought a complete replica of them. And I'm going to do the same thing here. He almost did the perfect crime, but the DNA in his own car fucked him? Yeah. Hot pickles? I like hot pickles. My dad has been in prison 28 years of my life. Shit. That's rough. That's rough. That's a long bid. That's a long. But anyway, just to make this clear, when it comes to harsh selling dope, oh yeah, I know, I understand. My only words to harsh will be, I don't know why you decided to take this route, man. Despite you disrespecting me a year ago, I forgave you and then showed you nothing but respect. Even though I know the bitch in you. Even though we're two different completely people. We're completely two different people. I still showed you respect as an equal. I tried to act. And I try. It just is what it is. You chose, once again, to turn on somebody, because you have to. For some reason, you just have to. And that shows a lot about you. Your wife may want to look into that shit. Because anybody that turns on everybody just like that, I think we know if you're like that with everybody, you're probably like that with everybody. My mom was in federal prison with Martha Stewart. The stories would make you drink, come out your nose. Yeah. Yeah, exactly. People would have respected Harsh more if he admitted he was wrong. That's all he had to do. But instead, he decided to fire off at me because he didn't like my apology. You said mean. Let me ask you a question. Serious question. If he had such a problem with all the vile things I said, how come he never said so before? Case out in Albuquerque about them bad kids that ran that biker over, and it's going to be a story and a half. I'm about to check it out. I know what you're talking about. I'll check it out. Isn't he a mod for you? Yeah, I think he is a mod for me. Matter of fact. I think he is a mod for me. Matter of fact, I haven't even been looking to see if this motherfucker been blocking people. I'm gonna go fix it right now. I haven't even been looking to see if we were nice to him on our side. Yeah. And then he decided to come back and lie. I didn't know he was a racist. Right. Hold on, that's a good point. That's a good fucking point. Community moderation. Yep, I'm pretty. Let me see here. Yeah, I don't know who half of these motherfuckers are. I don't know who half of these motherfuckers are. Yeah, it's all done. That's all done. Yeah, thanks for reminding me. Would be harder to live in the UK now and not be racist? Yeah, I agree. How the fuck could he not know we were? No, I don't understand. He knew it. Why would you buy your own murder weapon and drive your own car? That's not very... Heroin. Heroin probably did it. He's probably back on that shit. You know, when people leave that out of this shit, Harsh is trying to appease the post-plea pro-burgers. Of course, they are a bunch of woke wanksters. Yeah. Are you really a racist when the things you say is true? No. No. I'm not a racist. I let colored people suck my dick. I let them use my outhouse. Anyways. No, I do think that. I don't think anybody's ever thought about the fact that Bryan Kohberger could have possibly went back to heroin. He was over there copping dope and shit. Yeah, I think it's very possible. I think people leave that out. I'm going to be honest with you. I don't know too many people that quit heroin and just quit it. You're telling me none of these motherfuckers had to go to that clinic? What's it called? You know, none of these people. What's it called? I don't even remember. I strongly think he went back. Yeah, I think it's possible he went back to heroin. Look how grisly and horrible he looked in the thumbs up picture. That methadone, yeah. That's why right now, everybody's like, look, Kohberger's tan and color and he looks good. He looks, because he's not methed out. He's not, you know. Yeah, if BK's family did not give us DNA, he wouldn't have been caught. Yeah, that's exactly right. They were quick to bring up drugs the roommates were doing, but they think heroin addicts just quit. Exactly. And that's the thing. A lot of the pro-burgers are like that. You nailed it on the dot. Heroin addicts don't just quit. Meth heads don't just quit. Hell, even you weed heads don't just quit. Once you got your shit, you're pretty much on it. Like, I'm a drinker. I ain't ever quitting. Ever. I don't even try to lie about it. I'm gonna quit drinking one day. I was a pillhead. I get it. We don't just quit. Yeah. And even if you do quit, there's usually some other shit like programs around you that you get involved with. In the James Patterson book, there were claims he always wore a long sleeve, which means he could be, yeah. Trying to hide them, you know. Elser said, I was a junkie dealer for many years. Not many get clean. I know about 3 or 4. Yeah. But no, look, a lot of people wonder why Kohberger was so tan and looked so healthy. But on the outside, he didn't necessarily look that healthy. Well, that's easy. Funniest new saying, goober tubers? Yes. It's as good as snack cakers. I like the goober tubers actually kind of better. The goober tubers. But yeah, I don't think it's a reach to say Bryan Kohberger went back to heroin and that, you know, some shit just happened. Maybe that's why he made the mistake. 12 years sobriety without means. Congratulations, Scott. Could explain why. Hold on, from liquor, you're a quitter. You quit the drink. Oh man. Can't have you disrespecting my shit. Could explain why he was up late all the time. Yeah, it could have been. Absolutely. Yeah, that's exactly what they are. I said it the other day in a video and it just slipped out. It wasn't planned. Like, I don't write that shit down. It really isn't a reach. Sadly, I don't think many can stop heroin. Yeah. I don't think, like, people that are on, this is why never in my life did I ever do any hard drugs. Hallucinogens are the only thing I've ever done. ecstasy acid mushrooms. So I've been drinking vodka all day. I really wish I was. Ecstasy acid mushrooms are the only hard drugs I've ever done. And when I was young, I smoked weed. I don't do none of that shit. I'm a drinker. I will drink a half gallon in one day, on one night, on one live stream on your ass. I don't know, Felicia. You think you forgot the knife? The only needle I've ever had in me is when I was young. I donated plasma one time. I don't know if where you guys are, you know what donating plasma is. When I was young, like 21, 22, I donated plasma like once or twice. I was young, you know. They were giving like $50 a pop for that shit. But you know how it goes. You think he forgot the knife when he chased down the stairs? I think he forgot the sheath. Yeah. I hear you there, Elsa. They're sitting in my hiding spot. I'm not sure if I'll ever use them. Well, yeah, mushrooms are shit. I only do once every now and then. I'm not a drug guy, man. I do two bad things. I smoke cigarettes and I drink. And I'm a straight whiskey guy. Oh, look at shitballs, an upgrade. Where's the grits? That's right. Dope Soul, she loves that AI music. The Sheath, yeah. Yeah, I think she loves the Sheath. Yeah, we're going to do another one of them AI streams over on the other channel for sure. We have a few of those places around here. They pay like $150 a pop now. Damn. See, well, I'm talking about way back in fucking 2000. Man, you're making cutting my grass way more exciting. There you go. I'm glad I can help. Mine was the blood test at prison. That was a motherfucker? Yeah. So I like it. Oh, it was hilarious. Absolutely. Absolutely. But anyway, I'm going to wrap this thing up. To all the harsh people, to the harsh audience. What's up, Mad Season? Jebby, what do you think of BK's plan was in regards to Maddie? She seemed like a main target. I think it's Johnny Walker. Yeah, that's good. Yeah. Look, I think it's very possible. Man, he just liked the bitch. Oh no, I better not. That's right, Harsh gets mad. How dare you say those vile things? As I was saying, he just liked the bitch. And I think that may have led to some shit. And that's what led to the killing. I think that's simply the answer. Or that may not even have been it. She just may have been the person like he saw, and that somehow wiggled her like that. Like he followed her, he noticed there was this. I don't think Harsh. What am I saying? I don't think Kohberger knew there was going to be so many people in there that night. I don't think Creepy Crystal sent $5. Thank you. Thank you so much. Appreciate you. 138. Harsh is just a wing. Yeah. So, here's what I honestly think. I don't think he thought Ethan was going to be there. Thank you very much, Creepy. I don't think he thought Kaylee was going to be there. I think he thought he could slide upstairs. Maybe even he may have thought that the other ones were at the sorority or the party over at I don't know for sure. I think he thought he was going to slide up. I don't think he planned to kill multiple people. I think he slid upstairs to possibly kill Maddie and bumped into a whole bunch of shit. I'll give you an example. Anybody ever been hiking and stepped on a yellow jacket nest? Anybody ever been hiking and all of a sudden you see a bee? You step on something and you see a bee and you're like, man, that's a bee. And then all of a sudden you see a shitload of them and you're like, That shock, honestly, I think that's what happened. I think Kohberger didn't expect there to be that kind of activity. He went in there, tried to sneak up. There was two of them. He's like, whole business picked up. Yeah, business picked up. And he said, holy shit. Harsh just needs to sit back, shut up, and get that. Yeah. Oh, man. He thought she'd be in her room alone. I think so. I do think so. That's the way I see it. I think, in my opinion, I think, do you really think there's really a death threats going on? Seems strange to me. You talking about to the people? I saw them. I saw some of them on the Amazon. It got active real quick. Yeah. I think there's a lot of people. Because I've even seen them myself. A lot of people that believe wholeheartedly that other people had something to do with it, like Dylan and shit. And I've seen comments, Dylan, you should just kill yourself. Shit like that. I don't know how many specific threats they got. I would assume there's a lot. Think about all these crazy people that was creating false, fake Brian Koberger accounts. But with all the cars parked in the front of the house, how could he? I mean, that's a good point, Daryl. That's a great point. He planned one murder but ran into complications. Murder rarely goes how you plan it. Yeah. You know what? Daryl's right. I mean, there was a lot of cars in the front. And he still went in there confidently. But here's my thing. Wouldn't you have started on the bottom floor? Or at least the floor that you're on? If you knew there was all these different people, like as you're going into the kitchen, wouldn't you have went straight across into Dylan's room? Like, wouldn't you have stayed on the second floor and killed everybody there, then went up to the top floor? Like, would you really have went? Because think about it. How dangerous is that? To go in, slide up to the top floor, kill everybody, leave the guy on the second floor. Sliding glass door was open after he left it open, yes. Why does the car look like the windows are tinted, or is that the camera's making it look like that? I think it's possibly the camera. When you're taking video and pictures and it's nighttime, I think, nothing logical about it. No, there's no question. I don't think Ethan was living there. Well, he wasn't, but they said in the documentary he was always there. He knew Maddie's room because the boots in the window. He'd been stalking that room. Yeah. So my man, I have so many. This questions. This sucks. We won't have anything answered in the case. I guess the questions. You know what? You know what may happen? You do understand that at sentencing, the victims get to give a victim impact statement, right? You do know who else can speak if they want to. Open before he went in, unlocked before he went in. Yeah, I haven't heard the door was open. I think it was more hidden coming from the top. Yeah, I mean, that makes a little bit of sense. Anyway, at sentencing, you know Brian Koberger can make a statement. If he unlocked, yeah, I bet it was unlocked, yeah. Unlocked, yeah, I mean, yeah. They said nobody in the neighborhoods locks their doors. I don't think BK will speak either, but, so you're saying there's a chance. I hope he does. I hope and there's a reason why I hope he does. Not until a book deal or movie, yeah. Because then maybe the goober tubers, once they hear him tell the story or a motive, maybe they'll shut the fuck up. What if he wanted Kaylee, but she wasn't in her room? Kaylee didn't live there anymore. Kaylee didn't live there anymore. I don't know if he knew that or not, but I'm pretty sure Kaylee lived somewhere else, right? She was moving to Texas. Like, she was visiting that weekend to show off her new SUV. Am I right? I got this right? She was visiting that weekend to show off her SUV. I'm accurate, right? I'm remembering that right? I'm pretty positive that was it. She was visiting. Yes. Okay. All right, good. All right, yeah. I was wondering, yeah, I was like, I know I didn't forget that. You know what I mean? All right. Guys, I'm gonna get out of here. To Harsh's audience, I ain't got no problems with you. At all. To Harsh Reality, you did some real bitch-made shit today. I know why you did it. Same reason you did it a year ago. It's in your character. But at the end of the day, hope you tell us where the knife is. Yeah, I think that would be cool. More than likely it's in the water. Wouldn't you agree that the knife was probably in that lake or whatever, that body of water? To me, that's the obvious place. It's probably in the body of water. Man, USA sounds scary. Here in Germany, there is more chance of being killed by a terrorist in a terror attack than by a serial killer, like in the States. Man, we don't have as many serial killers as you think. But we do have a lot of murders. It's the multiculturalism that's forced here. Somebody in your location, Black Cloud, a long time ago, around 1942, they tried to warn us. They tried to warn us, but we didn't listen. Nor did you, nor did Germany. Not all heroes wear capes. But anyway, great live, man. Respect to you. Keep it real. Thank you. Salute to you, my friend. Salute to you. Harsh, I understand why you did what you did. A lot of lying, a lot of fraudulence, a lot of bullshit. You want to try to sell to your audience you didn't know that I was a white nationalist. Everybody watching this knows you're lying because everybody has hundreds of videos to look back on, and they already know I haven't changed one bit through this, other than the fact that I said I went from innocent until proven guilty to I think Bryan Kohberger's guilty. That's the only change I've made in this entire channel's history. That's right. Yeah, exactly. Soulless. All right, guys, I love y'all. Thank you to everybody that hit the tip jar. Thank you to everybody that didn't. If you're watching on the replay, you want to support the channel, piss off the grifters. Cut a promo on them. I hear you there. Piss off the people, the actual grifters. Feel free to hit the links down below. I didn't know you were a white nationalist. Boo. I don't give a shit. I love my country and I love being white. Hold on, we're not leaving just yet. Why wouldn't I be a white nationalist? Why wouldn't I be a white nationalist? I'm white and I love my nation. I hope BK was innocent, just so Gray Hughes looked like an idiot. Yeah. I bet your grandma left. I guess I'm a white nationalist also. Yeah. Yeah, white nationalists just want their own space. That's it. Yeah. How many times on my videos have you heard me say I'm against multiculturalism? Grandma got out of here in a fucking hurry. I didn't know you was a white. Oh, you knew. It's not hard. It's not hard to figure out. Anyways, so I guess Grandma did her little drive-by. Now she's out of here. I'm a white woman who loves my country. Yeah. I'm white and love my country too, but don't hate those. Who said anything about hate? Is that what you think a white nationalist is? A white nationalist is someone that believes white people should lead their nation. A white nationalist is someone that believes she's not even spelling shit right. White nationalism is I'm more comfortable with people that look like me, leading a nation built by people that look like me. I'm more comfortable with Trump than Obama. Oh, absolutely, Spruce. Where's the hate you speak of? They confuse nationalism with supremacy. Most of them don't even know how to spell supremacy. Or don't even know how to say supremacy. They're like, the white supremes. You mean supremacist? You're a racist. How do you know? I am, by the way. I am. But how do you know I'm a racist? All humans are tribal. Tribalism exists in every group of people. Whether it's your religious tribalism, your racial tribalism, tribalism is the original, is literally, it's literally the origins of humanity. Did you know that? Kohlberg is actually German and Italian and Catholic? Yeah. By the way, calling someone a racist only bothers them if they think racism is bad. I said Berger is Jewish. Very possible. Hate is a human emotion given by the creator. Hey, it says there's 88 people in the chat room. California grandma go to the projects tonight and just hang out. Yeah, exactly. That's actually a perfect thing. Grandma, go to the projects and hang out and exactly. Go to the projects. Go to a black neighborhood in the ghetto and hang out right now. All night long. Just be sitting there on the block. Now, Tyrone can come to my neighborhood in the mountains and hang out all the time. He ain't gonna get, nothing's gonna happen to him. You see the difference? I am tribalistic. I say it, you'll feel better. Absolutely. But once again, it's the virtue signaling. They're all on that bullshit. They're all on that every single one. Most people are fed this multiculturalism bullshit where it's who we are. We're a melting pot. No, we're not. America was 90% white when I was born. We are now 54% white. Just so you understand, just in my lifetime, we went from 90% KKK. The KKK doesn't even exist anymore, Grandma. That's how I know you really are a grandma. The KKK doesn't have any impact on anything. They don't even exist. When's the last time the KKK did something? But anyway, KKK isn't a thing. Priestess said, hell, I'm a racist, I'm just not an ignorant person. Yeah. Dope Soul says, Grandma want to go with me to the go-go? Yeah. She said KKK. Yeah, exactly. That's how you know she's on some bullshit. So tell me what your thoughts are on the rotary phone. I didn't even know rotary phones still existed. Sucks to be part of a dying breed when maybe the last... Yeah, no, it does suck. There hasn't been a clan around for centuries. Yes. That's how you know people that are indoctrinated in school. The first group that they think about is, I'm laughing at you, JB. Well, good. Is they like the KKK. Where's the KKK at? Where's the KKK? That's how long. That's how you know they don't know anything about any racial identities or racial issues. When they're still talking about, you might as well say the Black Panthers and shit. The KKK's been gone since before the Black Panthers existed. They think the South and Confederate flag means KKK. No, it means no. Not at all. It's a Confederate flag, and so does it bother you? Rotary phone, I have one in my kitchen. Yeah, that's exactly what they think. Because if you dare have Southern pride or love the South, it means you must want slaves. No, I would never let one of them in my house. Did you support them back in the day? How old do you think I am? I'm only fucking 44. The KKK has been gone for a long time. How old do you think I am? It says California. Californians still think the KKK exists. That's actually hilarious. Sweet potato pie, and I shut my mouth. There you go. The West Coast doesn't understand the South. It's scary. So, yeah, I'm glad. Just don't come here. Yeah, no, I hope you're just a babe in the woods. I am indeed in the woods. But there is no KKK. I'm glad you think that there is. I'm glad you think that there is. Now, would you like to hear the real groups? Fuck it. Anyways, there is no KKK. Just a babe in the woods. I technically am in the woods, the National Forest, on top of a mountain. Absolutely, I did. They had issues with the white people too. Yeah, absolutely. So anyway, no. There's one statement I'll say to you, Grandma. It's okay to be white. I'm in the forest too. Congratulations. It's okay to be white. Being proud to be white doesn't mean you hate everybody else. Sometimes you just want your forest to remain safe and white. That's the reality. It's definitely okay to be white. That's right. That's right. My family is 4 generations deep. There you go. Surrounded by battlefields, and they want to destroy them just to erase history. It's because it offends the wokies. I do want to say this, JB's time machine, yeah. I love being white, except when it comes to being in the sun for a long time. I like it. All I will say is this. It's a privilege to be white. Can be. I will say this. If pro-black doesn't matter, doesn't offend you, if brown pride doesn't offend you, if being proud to be Asian doesn't offend you, then white pride shouldn't offend you. If you see a black guy say black power and you're like, power to the people, brother, then if you see a white man say white power, you should say the exact same thing to him. That's the truth. If everybody else can be proud of their heritage and their people, then so can we. This case would be different if they all, yeah, exactly. And that's the truth. So you or Horse being racist is being exclusive. No, it means we want to be left alone. And like I said, if you think whites are the only one racist, go take your ass into a black neighborhood right now and hang out. Trust that most blacks want to be separate. Exactly. I don't want to live in a neighborhood where people are beating their systems down my block. Boo, 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 while I'm trying to sit here and do my show. Why would I want to live in a neighborhood where while I'm sitting here trying to do my show, I got some people out there with their systems driving by, and why would I want to live in that shit? You don't think there's differences between cultures? Of course there is. U.S. is more... No, it hasn't always been. As I said, the United States was 90% white when I was born. 87% to be exact. No, I can just move to where I know they don't go, which I have. I haven't seen a colored folk since October of 2024. I haven't seen a single black or any minority since October of 2024. oh, I'm a racist because I don't want to hear. That's not an insult. Calling someone a racist is only an insult if they think racism is bad. Why would I want to sit here and hear somebody beating their system up and down my block? Why would I want to incorporate myself with other cultures? Where exactly do you live? Don't worry about where I live. I live in a state that's black as fuck. One of the most blackest states in the country. I literally live in Georgia. It doesn't get much blacker than Georgia. Yeah, exactly. You're right, Dope Soul. So anyway, that's the way that shit works. But as I said, haven't seen a minority since October of last year. And I'm going to make sure it stays that way till October of this year. And then October of next year. Then October of the year after that. But here's what it is. I mean, I might watch some basketball or something. You have stereotypical negative views. Okay. Nobody cares if you're calling me racist, dummy. What is the stereotypical negative view that I have of non-white people? What is the stereotypical view that I espoused? What is the stereotypical view? I'll wait. Complete Cooper. Tell me the stereotypical view that I espoused here as we were discussing this. No, that's called systems. In black neighborhoods, it's more than likely to be in an urban area, California, Grandma. Numbers don't lie. Blacks are primarily in urban areas. I'm ashamed for you. No, you just don't know what you're fucking saying. Yes or no? Does the largest amount of minorities live in cities and urban areas or not? She doesn't live in, yeah. Yes or no? Yes or no? Do minorities and blacks, particularly specific, do they tend to live per capita in urban and city areas, yes or no? My town is 99.8% white. Yeah, that's cool, save your tears. They always cry racist when they get a free visa. Yeah. Lots of blacks live in my rural area. You're a racist. Yes, but you're calling me, repeating over and over you're a racist doesn't matter when I've already admitted I'm a racist. It's not offensive to be a racist. It doesn't bother me. Once again, dummy, for racist to be an insult, I would have to think that racism was bad. But now, let's get back to this. Exactly, blacks can get over racism. Yeah. So back to what you were saying. Your example of blacks living in your rural area does not matter. Well, nobody's asked me for a good reason. I said that multiculturalism doesn't work. Multiculturalism does not work. Nobody asked me why I was racist. Nobody asked me that. But the answer to your question is because by your definition, me wanting to be segregated makes me racist. Call it tribalism. That's exactly right. That's really what it is. It's tribalism. Saying that multiculturalism doesn't work does not make you a racist. Okay. Well, then I guess I'm not a racist. JB can't be racist. He's married. He was married to a black woman. Yeah. I'm out of here. You don't matter. Bitch, you've been watching my show the whole time. You're an ignorant asshole. Multiculturalism. No, it's just because you're a mud shark. You just want more people to be able to fuck. White women being okay with multiculturalism is a normal. It happens all the time. But at the end of the day, okay, no, I'm not. I don't do like. Yeah, we see how well multiculturalism works in California. Exactly. San Francisco literally has shit on their streets. Literally has an app that tells you where all the feces is on the streets. Ain't that some wild shit? But anyway, no. Multiculturalism doesn't work. Christians don't live well with Muslims. Baptists don't even really live well with Pentecostals. Whites and cats and dogs don't live together. Muhammad Ali once said, the blue birds fly with the blue birds, the red birds fly with the red birds. There's a reason he said that. There's a reason he said that. Don't get mad at me. And basically that's what I am. I'm more of a segregationist. I believe white people should be able to have their separate space. And black people do too. Black people feel the exact same way. Mexicans do too. If white people tried to go invade Mexico and turn Mexico into white people, Mexicans would be mad as fuck. I want you to, and if you don't believe me, what happened in South Africa with the apartheid? It pissed them off. Say it again. What happened in South Africa? Monoculture, there you go. With the apartheid, it pissed them off. I don't blame the Africans for being mad at the South African apartheid because shit, white folks going over to Africa trying to take over. You should want to keep your continent you. But notice it's all the European nations that's being overran with multiculturalism. How come nobody's saying Africa's a melting pot? How come no one's saying Asia's a melting pot? How come no one, oh, I'm literally the most educated person you know. That's why you've been unable to argue anything. All you've done is speak ad hominems. You haven't said shit. You haven't said shit. At all. At all. Because answer me that question. How come no one is trying to push immigration on non-white countries? How come the Asians ain't pushing how come China's not pushing multiculturalism? How come Africa's not pushing multiculturalism? How come Mexico, Guatemala, how come none of them other than Argentina? How come none of those places are pushing multiculturalism? How come none of those places, a guy named Israel turned to America? Yeah, exactly. It's kind of an agenda, ain't it? America never was a melting pot. I graduated from Harvard. I bet. I've actually got 3 degrees. I bet you graduated from Harvard, Mrs. California. I bet. Diversity is our strength, exactly. Because U.S. government like UK fund, yeah, that's actually a good point though. So that's not, the whole Harvard thing isn't what it, High Priestess said, bet we blacks cool with that separation. We was mad as hell when they kept burning down our, yeah, of course. Blacks would be better if they had, remember Black Wall Street and all that? Yeah, listen, man. Exactly, Harvard. Exactly. Black neighborhoods and black people are better off without whites coming in and fucking their shit up and trying to change it, trying to change their culture. So we're the same way. It's not that hard to understand. Multiculturalism is a failed experiment. It's a failed experiment. It's that simple. No one likes it. No one's happy with it except for fat white women. And it's only because other races call fat white women thick. A fat white woman by a white man gets called fat. A fat white woman by an Asian man gets called fat. You throw in a little bit of tacos and chicken, those people call them thick. Girl, you thick. Boy, I'm 230 pounds. That's how I like it. You're thick. No, you're just fat. You're just fat. And I think that's why white women like it. You speak the truth, man. Try to. Try to. Man, this has been fun. I'm just saying, Mindy. I mean, I'm not lying. But anyways, anyway, yeah. The Jews out shit on white countries, but don't want it in Israel? No. JB was solved in 1776, yep. Anyways, guys, this has been fun. All these streams on the earlier one. Thank you to everybody that tipped jar. Thank you to everybody that did. And it was fun to come over here and do this stream. I lived in Japan and we didn't have the same rights as Japanese citizens. Yeah, because Japanese, did he call him Dave? Yeah, I'm Dave. I'm Dave. I'm the Dave here. Oh, yeah, exactly. Because Asians ain't gonna sell out their own land and people. Asians are smarter than that. Asians are actually the smartest people on the fucking planet. Technically. Says you got a crap. Guys, anyways. You guys have been fantastic. I thought you were a John, not a Dave. Oh no, he called me Dave today. Yeah, here they have they want to preserve their bloodline. Yeah, exactly. I guess on YouTube now in the chat room they have some sort of ranking system. It just started. I haven't even looked into it. So whoever comments the most, tips, the super chats, and it changes every single. It restarts every stream. It's a brand new thing. I've never really dealt with it much. So. Rotel dip. What's hilarious is that white guilt doesn't realize the people she's virtue signaling for hate her. No, she doesn't. What is what? What's a Dave? It's how Harsh respond. When Harsh made his video today mentioning me, he said, we'll just call him Dave. He likes to say snack caker. Stop it, bitch. Stop it, you pussy bitch. Anyway. I love you. Yeah, pay. No, you have to pay back. No, Super Chat sucks. YouTube takes 50% of that shit. PayPal, Cash App, and Venmo, or Apple Pay is the way to go. That's why I like the people that have my actual phone number. They just text me. They just text and Apple Pay me some shit. The 1 2 grams, yeah, I don't know. I don't even know what it is yet. It's a ranking system, 1 2 3, of people just chatting and all that shit now. I haven't looked into it. It resets every stream. So, all right, guys, I love y'all. I'm gonna get up out of here. I don't. People may have bad things to say about you, JV, but they should really try listening once in a while. You do make sense, not all the time, but when you do, you do. Yeah. Well, what it is everybody just virtue signals. They get all fucking. People are indoctrinated to think that certain things are bad. Man, I don't hurt nobody. I'm not out here hanging black people. Thought you were a mod for Harsh? We were. He was a mod here too. Racism, in my opinion, can only be bad if you're doing things to people. If I was out here lynching people and hurting people, or beating them up, committing hate crimes, that would be bad. That would be bad. But I don't hurt nobody. I stay in my own lane. Why ain't you left yet? Yeah, it's because I stay in my own lane. And I want to stay in my own lane. And I like to be surrounded by white people. And occasionally you got to fuck a minority. It gets interesting. It's like adding a little bit of seasoning to some shit. What's up, Alicia? How you doing, beautiful? Fuck woke folk. The guy. Hey, what's up, Penelope? Love you too. Fuck woke folk. The guy that's fighting every damn day. Yeah, it's not even that big of a deal. They would be, you know how upset they would be to know how many slave master nights I've had? Like, they would be so upset to know how many of them role play nights I've had in my life. It actually makes for quite an evening. I'll just say that. Thought I missed it. You did. Where I'm about to get up out of here. And I bet you that pisses them off. Because like I said, you can't point out anyone I'm hurting. So why does my racism bother you so much? Harsh that you grab. I thought the same thing. I swear to God I did. Can we get a breakup song for JB and Harsh, please? Stop it. No, I'm not doing it. I'm leaving. You almost talked me into posting the shit to go into, but then I have to find the site and do all that. No. Maybe next time. I will be back on the 23rd. I do go live every day on the JB Gunner Show channel. That is funny though. But anyway, love you guys. I will see you next time. I'm really leaving now. I'm out.